Alright, let's be honest, we've all done this. That moment when your to-do list looks like a novel, but instead of tackling it, you're watching self-development videos on YouTube just like this one. I feel ya. But now you're actually in the right place, because today we're talking about a ridiculously simple trick to stop procrastinating forever. And no, I'm not about to sell you a $1,000 productivity course that you can buy in the link below. Nope, this is straight from two of the most iconic productivity books out there, Atomic Habits by James Clear and Getting Things Done by David Allen. So let me introduce you to the 2-minute rule, or as I like to call it, the ultimate procrastination hack. Seriously though, once you get this, you feel like you've unlocked a whole new productivity cheat code. So let's jump in. Alright, first things first, what exactly is the 2-minute rule? There are actually two versions of it. Version 1 comes from Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's all about making habits so easy to start that you can't possibly fail. The rule? Any habit should take less than 2 minutes to start. So instead of saying, I'm gonna run 5 miles, say, I'm gonna put on my running shoes. Because let's be real, the hardest part of running is not the running itself, it's convincing yourself to get off the couch. Now version 2 comes from Getting Things Done by David Allen. This one focuses on tasks. If something takes less than 2 minutes to finish, like replying to an email or washing off a plate, just do it immediately. No overthinking, no to-do list, just do it right away. These two rules tackle procrastination from different angles, but here's the fun part, you can combine them. Let's pause for a second and talk about why we procrastinate in the first place. Because spoiler alert, it's not because you're lazy. Most of the time, procrastination is about avoiding discomfort. Big tasks or new habits are overwhelming, so your brain's like, hey, you know what's easier? Just checking Instagram for the 12th time today. The 2-minute rules work because they remove that overwhelm. They break tasks down to their tiniest and least scary pieces and make them feel so small and manageable that your brain can't come up with an excuse to avoid them. So you're basically tricking your brain into thinking, well, this isn't too bad, I can handle 2 minutes. And guess what? Once you start, you're already halfway there. So let's start with James Clear's version. The whole idea is to lower the barrier to entry. You're not committing to the entire marathon, you're committing to lacing up your shoes. Want to start reading? Don't say, I'll read 50 pages right now, just pick up the book and open it. If you want to start working out, forget about the whole workout for now, just put on your sneakers or roll out a yoga mat. And if you're dreaming about writing a novel, don't think about the 300 pages. Open your laptop and type one sentence. Even if the one sentence is, I have no idea what to write, you're still writing and thinking. Because momentum is the trick. Momentum really is a magical thing, because once you start, you're way more likely to keep going. Now let's talk about David Allen's take on the other hand. This one's all about tackling the tiny stuff. He says if a task takes less than 2 minutes to finish, just do it immediately. No overthinking, no to-do lists, just knock it out right away. If you got an email that needs a quick reply, hit send. You see a mug sitting on your desk, take it to the sink. These tasks on their own don't seem like a big deal, but once they pile up, they become this mountain of, I don't want to do this, I'll just deal with it later. And always having this in the back of your head really blocks mental capacity that you could use to do other things, and also sometimes that I'll deal with it later, the later sometimes becomes never. And you never reply to those emails. Now here's where things get interesting. I heard about those rules and didn't just notice they had the same name, but I thought, don't they kind of say the same thing? And yeah, you don't have to choose between the two approaches, you can actually combine them because they complement each other very well. James Clear's 2-minute rule is meant to be used to build new habits and overcome resistance, which result in procrastination. And David Allen's 2-minute rule was created to handle quick tasks to avoid procrastination directly before these small tasks pile up. Together, they create a system that keeps you productive and focused, whether you're starting something new or staying on top of your to-do list. So let's bring this to life with a few examples. When you're at work and you got an email that just needs a quick reply, just do it now. Don't put it on your to-do list and either forget about it or add to dozens of other emails so that eventually you feel overwhelmed to answer any of them. Or if you're starting a new project, just spend 2 minutes outlining the game plan. You can also organize your notes or ideas or draft the first line of whatever's to do. Or even Googling how do I start with XYZ often helps clearing the mental path to start with whatever the plan is. When you're at home and you got dishes in the sink, wash one plate. It'll probably turn into washing all of them, or at least a couple. And if you want to keep your space tidy, spend 2 minutes putting away clutter. You either keep cleaning up or reach your goal eventually by spending 2 minutes tidying up each time you think about it. And if we're talking about personal growth, if you want to start meditating, just close your eyes for 2 minutes. Or if you want to journal, just write one line. It's probably going to turn into a paragraph. So you see how sneaky this is? Your brain doesn't even realize it's being tricked into being productive. So why does the 2-minute rule work so well? Well, it's all about momentum. Once you start, your brain shifts into action mode. And it's also about consistency. Small actions done regularly lead to big results over time. And by handling small tasks immediately, you prevent them from becoming obstacles later on. Now, you might be thinking, how can I start everything in just 2 minutes? But remember, the goal isn't to finish, it's just to start. For habits, 2 minutes is the gateway to building momentum. For tasks, 2 minutes is about clearing the small stuff so you can focus on the big stuff. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Of course, 2 minutes doesn't have to be an exact limit. To myself, I'm usually not very strict about this rule. If whatever I have to do takes 3 or even 4 minutes, I still usually do it right away. But if this fixed limit of 2 minutes, or you can also change it to 3 or 4 of course, helps you be self-disciplined, and that way you actually keep tackling the small tasks that are bothering you, you might want to keep this exact limit. So here are a few more tips to make the 2-minute rule work for you. Number 1, set reminders. Use your phone or planner to remind yourself to start tasks with 2 minutes of effort. Number 2, keep it visible. Write down your tasks or habits where you can see them. Out of sight often means out of mind. And number 3, celebrate wins. Even small victories like opening a book or replying to an email deserve a little celebration. It reinforces the behavior. So what's your 2-minute task? I'd love to hear how you're putting this into action. And hey, if this video saved you from procrastinating just a little bit, please hit like and subscribe if you're interested in more. Who knows? Maybe your future self might thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a 2-minute task waiting for me, choosing what I want to eat, although this might take more than 2 minutes.